It's no secret that there is a strict code of conduct when it comes to the royal family. They have a certain way of doing things, and they are not keen on bending those rules for anyone anytime soon. But have you ever heard the saying, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission? Well, it seems like that might have been the motto for Harry and Meghan during their time as a royal couple. So grab your crumpets and clotted cream, cause I am here to spill the tea on the top 10 strict royal family rules Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have broken. Starting us off at number 10, they got married on the weekend. So apparently it is customary for royal weddings to be held on a weekday. The alleged reason being that the day becomes a bank holiday and all British citizens will receive that day off of work. In the past, other royal weddings chose Friday so as to give people a long weekend to look forward to, but Meghan and Harry didn't seem to follow this protocol and instead opted for a Saturday nuptial. This upset more than just the royal family, as many workers were annoyed they wouldn't get their usual extra day off. But truthfully, who knows what the reason was behind their unusual Saturday choice. Now, not that I'm trying to prescribe to any kind of superstition here, but after a bit of sleuthing, I also found another reason that royals may choose to marry on a weekday, and it's actually an old English folklore poem. The poem says, Monday for health, Tuesday for wealth, Wednesday best of all, Thursday for losses, Friday for crosses, Saturday for no luck at all. So maybe it's superstition, or maybe it's to give a gift to the citizens, but either way, their weekend wedding was not well received. Coming in at number 9, a visit to Canada. Prior to the couple's engagement and subsequent nuptials, Meghan was filming some movie in Toronto when Harry happened to be doing a Caribbean tour. Now, according to royal family rules, if you are on tour, that is the only business you are permitted to be a part of. End of story. But on this particular tour, while on his way back, he happened to make a stop in Canada to visit Meghan, which was a big no-no. Rules dictate you may not combine official visits with anything deemed remotely personal, and so Harry making a pit stop in Canada to say hi to his then girlfriend was not viewed highly by his family and caused him quite a bit of heat. Coming in at number 8, they held hands in public. The monarchy is definitely known for the stiff upper lip mentality, but what also apparently falls into that category is a strict no PDA policy. And obviously it's not like anyone is surprised they don't allow royals to be macking on each other in press conferences or anything, but according to British etiquette rules, they aren't even allowed to hold hands in public. The reason behind this strict rule is that officially all royals are working representatives of the British monarchy, and therefore any display of affection is considered uncouth. But that didn't stop the couple, as they were frequently spotted holding hands and acting, well, like a normal couple in love. And despite the royal pushback, many actually liked seeing the affection and referred to it as refreshing and modern. Coming in at number 7, Meghan attended royal events prior to being married. Royal events are usually a very exclusive affair, and for good reason too. With so much of your life on blast in the tabloids, it's nice to be able to have a quiet moment with your family without anyone from the outside world having a judgment about it. Usually when it comes to the monarchy, you're not in until you say I do. That means Christmas celebrations are not typically observed by the girlfriend or the fiance, but back in 2017, apparently this seemed to be broken by Harry and Meghan when she was invited to spend the holidays with the family. Many were confused, as even Kate had not been granted the same honor prior to marrying Prince William, and many people definitely had something to say about the whole ordeal. But despite all that, Meghan recounts having an amazing time, so maybe the reins on tradition are just loosening up a bit. Who knows? Next up at number 6, Harry walks behind Meghan. Within the monarchy lies its own very specific and very respected hierarchy. Whether you have thought about it too much or not, you probably already have a vague sense of who might be higher ranking than others. At the top, of course, you have the king, followed by his children, etc., etc. Now, what this means is that Harry, when they were still involved with the royal family, ranked higher than his wife, which meant he was was supposed to walk in front of her, as is royal protocol. But whether it was Harry's doing, Meghan's doing, or a mixture of the two, they didn't seem bothered by breaking this rule, as Meghan was often seen walking in front of Harry, much to the chagrin of the royal family. Next up at number 5, a fashion faux pas. As with everything that is in relation to the crown, the way one dresses while representing the monarchy is taken very seriously. Generally, this means looking very polished, put together, and most importantly for women, in pantyhose. Now, just put aside the fact that Meghan tended to wear pants, which was something that was extremely unusual for a royal lady, but when she did wear dresses or skirts, she frequently opted for a bare leg, which not only is considered a fashion faux pas, but it actually goes against royal dress code. On top of this, she would frequently wear bright colored nail polish, open-toed shoes, and all black, all of which are considered to not be the way a royal lady should present herself to the public. However, I will say that even if she wasn't following all the rules, I think she always looked beautiful and elegant. I mean, it's not like she was showing up in jeans and a hoodie or anything, but listen, I'm just some random girl from Canada, and the royal family could care less what I have to say, so there you have it. Next up at number 4, Prince George. He may be Harry's adorable nephew of just 6 years, but that doesn't mean there aren't strict rules for how he is supposed to be addressed. Prince George, the eldest son of Prince William, is currently second in line for the royal throne after his father, of course, meaning that one day, should everything go to plan, he will be king, and as such must be addressed by his official royal title at all times, no matter how casual the circumstances may be. But on one Instagram birthday post for the young prince, Meghan and Harry commented without using his title, which did not go unnoticed. Many branded it as disrespectful, saying one day Prince George will have to teach them a lesson, which seems kinda like a big swing to take, but maybe that's just me. To be honest, I can't imagine they meant any harm, as it was simply a lovely birthday wish for the boy, but still a break of protocol amongst the royals, no less. Next up at number 3, no shoes. So something new that I learned while writing this for you guys is that apparently royals are strictly forbidden from removing their shoes under any circumstances. Now, sometimes this rule does make sense to me, I will admit. For example, during Meghan and Harry's official tour of Australia and New Zealand, Meghan was pictured on the last day having removed her heels during a welcome ceremony, which many were quick to jump down her throat about. And listen, I am not one to actively troll anyone on the internet, but I do get why taking off your shoes on an official business tour could be frowned upon. Although, let's be honest, we've all slipped off our uncomfortable shoes from time to time. But what I can't get on board with is the broad spectrum this rule applies to. Even when Harry and Meghan went to Bondi Beach for the last part of their tour and took off their shoes just as any normal person would on the beach, they were put on blast for their actions, and honestly, that's just wild to me. Coming in at number 2, unauthorized photos. According to the regulations outlined by the Royal Collection Trust, there is a scrupulous no photography or filming rule inside staterooms at Buckingham Palace. Additionally, any filming or photos taken within the rest of the palace that are wanted for marketing, commercial, or content purposes must always receive permission from the head of state, which at the time was the late Queen. This includes permission to have the photographer present as well as publishing of the photos. But apparently Meghan and Harry broke this rigid rule when not only was there footage of the palace in their new documentary that had not been approved by the Queen, they allegedly did not receive authorization for the camera crew to be there in the first place. So it was kind of a double whammy situation that was not well received by the family. And last up in our number 1 spot, we have politics. Because the royal family is considered to be their own kind of entity entirely, they are strictly forbidden from commenting on or displaying any kind of political alignment or opinion. And although it is not officially prohibited by law, the royal family refrains from voting in the British elections as it's deemed unconstitutional to do so. But as for Harry and Meghan, they don't seem to operate this way. Now, to be fair, Meghan has never crossed any lines in British politics, but she hasn't shied away from speaking out about the United States. In a conference while she held the title of Duchess of Sussex, Meghan urged Americans to vote, as, quote, "we all know what's at stake," and even voted herself in the most recent election. Prior to her royal status, Meghan was very vocal about politics, and it seemed she wasn't going to give that part of herself up very easily. After the incident, many believed she should have been stripped of her title for breaking such strict protocols. But others came to her defense, saying she wasn't involving herself in British politics, and that there is actually nothing saying she can't speak up about other countries. Either way, now no longer officially a member of the royal family, she is completely allowed to speak on what she believes is right without any kind of repercussions. There you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm Kennedy, and I'll see you around.